March 20th, 2025 meeting of the Teachers Retirement Board. I will call the roll. Brian Berge.
Brian Berge, representing Mayor Eric Adams, present.
Tom Brown.
I'm here, Valerie. Good afternoon. Thank you.
Greg Faulkner or Tony Giordano. John Dorsett.
John Dorsett, designee for Controller Brad Lander, present.
Victoria Lee.
Present.
Christina McRae. We know she had a family matter and was not able to. So we have a quorum.
And
So I guess I'm next. Update from the actuary. Is the,
or how about operations, Kavita?
oh, I'm
Yeah, we-
sorry. I skipped number 2. Update on operations from Kavita Conwell.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Valerie. Good afternoon, everyone. I have an update regarding the RMD. TRS has identified over 38,000 members who must receive a required minimum distribution from their TD accounts for 2025. In late April, TRS will notify these members by mail. At that time, participants can apply for their 2025 RMD. Regarding pension verification, TRS has also begun our pension verification efforts for 2025. As part of our fiscal responsibility to safeguard pension assets, each year we contact various segments of our retiree population and require them to file with TRS a proof of life form to verify they are alive and entitled to continued benefits. So for this year, we have contacted about 6,000 retirees, and we plan to reach 29,000 retirees by year's end. Thank you.
At what age do we ask them to do the proof of life less?
So it was 85 previously, now we are doing 80 and above. But starting
I thought
with
it
this year.
changed like last year.
No, starting
Oh,
this
it's this year. Okay. I remember we had an update about this one. Thank you.
Thank you. Kavita, can you send that to us electronically, please?
Sure.
And you did say 38,000 members are RMD eligible?
Yes,
That's
yes.
a lot, isn't it?
Yeah, yes.
Really is.
Yes.
Great, thank you. Thank you for the update.
Thank you, Kavita. Next is update from the actuary.
Good afternoon. So there were 2 fiscal notes impacting TRS members since the last board meeting, and those are provided with our agenda items. First one was a reduction in Tier 6 member contributions, and the second one was an increase in Tier 6 benefits for those with 20 or more years of service. Just point out something interesting on the first one I mentioned, the reduction in Tier 6 member contributions. If you look at that fiscal note, you'll see there's like an interesting actuarial concept going on there that most people aren't aware of. And that's the fact that employee contributions to the plan aren't as valuable as employer contributions when it comes to funding the plan. And the reason for that is if an employer or member puts $1 into the plan, it's not guaranteed that the dollar is going to stay in the plan because the employee could quit and take a refund. But if an employer puts $1 into the plan, it's going to be in there to pay benefits. And so so the rule of thumb is employee contributions are roughly equal 90% of employer contributions. So if you have a bill that reduces employee contributions by $1 million, the employer contribution will go up 90% of that, 900,000, and vice versa. You can see that really clearly in the fiscal note on the second page. In the TRS column, it shows the present value of employee contributions go down 932 million, and the employer contribution only goes up 866 million. And it actually shows that the present value of benefits coming out of the plan drops 66 million because with less employee contributions, there's less refunds that the employer has to pay. So I just thought it was kind of interesting, pointed out, and it's a nice little number to have in the back of your mind when you're thinking about employee contributions. $1 of employee contributions equals about 90 cents of employer contributions.
So Mara, I'm sorry, you have statistics then of what number of people who will be withdrawing money before being vested? Is that it?
Yeah, well, we have termination tables. So if someone's we value the probability that if someone quits and they're not vested, they get a refund.
But if you are vested, you can't take the money out.
You can still take the money
Up
out
until 10 years?
You can, whenever you can take the money out before you retire and you forfeit your pension. And so we always value the greatest of the two.
Oh, I didn't think, I thought
No, not
once,
to invest.
I might be wrong, but
We
I.
up to 10, we
Up
thought
to
it was
10.
Oh, is it 10 years? I'm
It's up
sorry.
to
Yeah,
10
yeah,
years.
yeah.
It's-
It's prime investment. Yeah, it's prime investment.
I'm thinking in general, in public sector plans, employees can always refund and just forfeit their pension, but I guess it's different. I didn't know that.
So you take that into consideration of what the value of the employee contribution is,
Yeah,
knowing
we
that some
always-
people might.
We always take the greater off, whether your pension benefit or the value of your employee contributions. And then if people are invested, we value, the refund of employee contributions as the liability.
Interesting. Is that with interest, employee contribution?
With interest, yes.
Great, yeah. Learn something new every day. Well, off the record. Thanks, Will.
Sure. Are there any other questions on the fiscal note? If not, I'll go into the preliminary contributions.
Sure, thank you.
So also in the report of the actuary is it's that time of the year for the board to approve the preliminary contributions for the next fiscal year 26. And there are three main components to the preliminary contributions. The normal cost of 1.6 billion, cost for additional year of service for active members. The second component is a collection of amortization payments to pay off your unfunded liability for past service. That's a total of 2.1 billion. Third component is the reimbursement, the administrative expenses. This with interest, this is a charge of 65 million. Those are the three major. For TRS, you also have a couple additional items. You've got an ASAF credit of 27 million. These are contributions the Department of Education is required to make into the Annuity Savings Accumulation Fund. And there's another row for $4 million in member contributions required to be made to the Galeno settlement. So if you add all those up, that's your grand total preliminary contribution for fiscal year 26 that we're asking the board to adopt. And that's 3.7 billion. As I mentioned, this is a preliminary about a year from now, before the fiscal year ends, we'll come to the board with a final calculation and ask the board to adopt that as well. So happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Mara. Any questions for Mara? Thank you.
So next item is the executive director's report. The first item is the next meetings, Thursday, April 24th.
I thought there was a resolution. in
I think it
relation-
comes up.
Oh, is it
Next.
is it in there? Oh, I'm sorry.
Resolution for what?
It's number
Yeah, but
6.
To
Yeah.
accept the employer contribution.
I understand.
That-
My mistake, my mistake.
Jumping.
So
So,
the next meeting is.
Next meeting, Thursday, April 24th. Please mark your calendars.
So marked.
First resolution, and this is a resolution that was laid over at the last meeting.
We
and
would
this-
like, I spoke with the other trustees, John and Brian. I didn't get a chance to speak to Anthony, but someone's.
I was unable to reach him on this subject, but I believe there is still a consensus of the trustees in general.
Okay, so we would like to take this off the agenda.
Okay, so we,
And going forward, to leave it off.
Yes, just to remove it from the
That's a
agenda.
consensus.
And unless and until it is ever returned.
Correct. Okay,
okay,
thank you for that.
TRS will remove this item from next month's
Thank you,
agenda.
Valerie.
The next resolution also laid over from the prior meeting, but amended, and this is for a budget modification for chapter 551 of the laws of 2024 and Galeno Settlement Administration.
So I believe you could skip to the resolved.
Okay. Resolved that the trustees of the teachers' retirement system hereby approve a modification of the fiscal year 2025 budget by increasing the agency budget by $463,484 to fund system changes for the projects mentioned above and additional staff needed for the first transfer law. And be it further resolved that the trustees hereby authorize the executive director or her designee to expend monies out of such budget in accordance with the approved budget as modified in governing law.
Thank you, Valerie. Do I hear a motion to accept the resolution regarding budget modification?
So moved.
It's been moved. Do I hear a second?
Second.
And it's been second. Any questions or comments or concerns?
I would just like to note, just because this is a budget item where the comptroller's assent or the mayor's assent is required, I just wanted to say you already clearly have the comptroller's assent. You will also have the mayor's assent on this subject. I had very productive conversations with TRS staff on this, and I'm fully convinced that this is an appropriate measure to take at this time.
Duly noted. Thank you.
Thank
We're ready
you.
to vote. We're ready to vote now. All those in favor of, I'm sorry, did you want to?
No, it's an aye. No, aye. I was gonna say,
I didn't
Oh, I'm
ask for
sorry.
ayes yet.
jumping the gun.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed say nay. Any abstentions? So the budget modification reso has been approved. Thank you.
Next item is authorization to the controller of the city of New York to invest certain QPP funds.
I believe you can skip to the resolve.
This we waive the reading.
I'm sorry, we can waive the reading. I think we're all familiar with it.
And you want to read the resolve or?
It's a page and a half of results,
So
so we waive the reading.
we waive the reading of the resolve. Thank you. Any questions? Any comments, any discussion? So we're ready to entertain a motion to accept the controller's authorization to invest QPP funds.
So moved.
It's been moved. Do I hear a second?
I'll second it. Sure.
It's all self-serving.
It's been seconded. Great. Any discussion, questions? All those in favor of the resolution to accept the controller's authorization to invest QPP funds, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. Any abstentions? And this resolution has been passed as well. Thank you.
Thank you for your continued support of the operations of the Bureau of Asset Management.
Thank you.
Next item is authorization to the controller of the city of New York to invest certain tax
Can we waive
deferred
the reason?
annuity funds.
Waive the reading?
Wait, thank you. Any discussions? Any questions? So do I hear a motion to accept the controller's authorization to invest TDA funds?
So moved.
It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
I hear a second. All those in favor of this resolution, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. Any abstentions? And this resolution granting controller's authorization to invest TDA funds has been passed as well. Thank you.
Thank you again for your continued support.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Last page, yeah.
Next item is the request for the Board of Trustees to adopt the actuary's determination for the preliminary fiscal year 2026 employer contribution to the New York City Teachers Retirement System.
Please skip to the resolve.
Resolve that the Board of Trustees hereby approves a preliminary fiscal year 2026 employer contribution to the New York City Teachers Retirement System of $3,748,945,715.
Thank you. Do we hear a motion to accept the preliminary fiscal year 2026 employer contribution?
So moved.
Second. Is there a second? Any discussions before we take the vote? Any questions? Great. So we're ready to take a vote on this resolution. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. Any abstentions? And for the record, this resolution has been passed as well. Thank you.
Next on the agenda, approval of the following minutes. And that would be the February 26th, 2025 investment meeting minutes and the February 27th, 2025 board meeting minutes.
Thank you. We've all been sent electronically those minutes. So is there any discussion?
No, I'll make a motion to adopt the minutes.
Okay, so what we'll do is I will entertain a motion to accept the February 2025 investment meeting minutes, and at the same time, a motion to accept the February 2025 board meeting minutes. So it's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Here a second. I don't think there's any discussion. Okay, so we are voting for the resolutions to accept the investment meeting minutes and the board meeting minutes. Dates are clearly marked, and for all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. Any abstentions? And these resolutions to accept minutes has passed as well. Thank you.
The next item is the calendar. All trustees were provided with a copy of the calendar prior to the meeting.
Please waive the reading of the calendar.
Oh, happy face. Oh, don't say that. Any discussions about the calendar items that we've received previously? Great, so we're now going to entertain a motion to accept the calendar items.
So moved.
It has been moved. Do I hear a second?
Second.
It's been seconded. Thank you. All those in favor of accepting the calendar items, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. Abstentions. And this resolution to accept the calendar items has been approved as well. Thank you.
Other business, not aware of any.
Okay.
Or questions, comments from the public.
Okay, we're doing other business and questions, comments from the public. I don't see anyone here.
Kate is here in her official capacity.
Well, welcome, Kate. Thank you, Kate. Always a pleasure to see you, actually. I think that
That completes the calendar.
That completes the agenda of the Teachers Retirement Systems Board meeting for March 20th. Anyone want to add anything or have a comment before we make the motion to adjourn? Great. Do I hear a motion to adjourn this meeting?
So moved.
It's been moved. Do I hear a second?
Second.
It's been seconded. Any questions, concerns? All those in favor of adjourning this meeting, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. No, yeah, opposed, say nay. Abstentions. We are adjourned. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it.